Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Strong and Steady class. I'm Jen. Thanks for joining. Let's get started with our warm-ups. Extend your arms out from your side, relax through your neck and tops of shoulders, and start moving your arms in circles. Inhaling through your nose into your chest, exhaling out your mouth, out your belly. Feel your belly sink in towards your spine. Good. Slow down those circles. Begin working in the opposite direction. Good. Maybe you feel a little bit of fatigue setting in your shoulders and chest. That's all right. Bring your arms to your sides. All right, now let's make some backstrokes. Complete circles, reaching back as far as you're able. Reaching up and back. All right, nicely done. Let's take the other arm. Good. If you can see my floor, you can see I have my water bottle close and I have my dumbbells right there. And I also have my chair. That's all we need for today's workout. All right, hands on hips, elbows back. Feel that tension in your lats. Draw the belly button in. Inhale as you hinge forward and exhale as you press back up. Inhale and exhale. All right, excellent work. Now, settle into your stance, maybe draw it in just a little bit. We're going to take some body weight squats. So be comfortable in your foot, in your feet, okay? Cross your arms out in front, tuck the belly button in, and sink the tailbone and press. All right, nicely done. Okay, so for today's workout, we're gonna do 4 circuits and some with dumbbells, some without. We're gonna start today in our chair and rising from our chair. We're gonna incorporate just a squat to curl, okay? So I wanna rise up from my squat, come to standing, and then perform my bicep curl, okay? So I'm holding my dumbbells at my sides. I wanna make sure my shoulders are drawn back so I'm not slouched and rounded, nice and tall, belly button in. Heels under knees, inhale, exhale, rise and curl. Lower with control. Curl. 3, good. And we'll take 8 of these. Exhale, 4. 5. And I like to pretend that I'm lifting not my dumbbells, but maybe a pot of soup. So that's the sort of concentration I want to bring to my stability. Last one, and 8. All right, nicely done. Okay. Now I'm going to set those dumbbells down, seated on my chair, and hinge forward. When I say hinge, that means maintain a neutral spine. Back is not flat, but held in its neutral. Let your arms dangle at their sides, and then draw from the back of the shoulders, squeezing your wings together. 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 6, 7, and 8. Good. Okay, rise from that hinge and let's come to standing. Now, we're going to work out of our split stance. Okay, and we'll go ahead and incorporate our chair for balance. Okay, so I have one dumbbell and I'm going to hold it in my left hand. The chair's on my right, my hand is down, and my right leg is forward. So I'm going to come out of this split stance, hinge off of my right glute, come up and row with a knee thrust, okay? You ready? We have 8 of these. Exhale, 1, 2, and really digging that right heel into the ground. 3, 4, 5. Nice long line as the toe goes to the ground. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so in both situations, in our split stance and extended, we're neutral. And then when we rise up as well, okay? So we shouldn't be rounded. All right, so now I have the chair on my left hand down, left foot forward. Nice long body. Press through that left heel, hinge. Now at the top, we're gonna be in our neutral 2 as we pull the elbow back, drive the knee thrust. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep the elbow close to the ribs. And 8. Nicely done. All right, and when you're done with that, hopefully you can say, I feel the backs of my legs. I feel my glutes. That's what we're looking for. Okay, seated again. Dumbbells at your side, suitcase carry, shoulders back. Inhale, exhale, press to the heels, rise, and curl. And down with control. 2. Exhale. 3. 4. 5. 6. Inhale. Exhale. 7. And 8. Nicely done. Sit down. Set your dumbbells down on either side. Legs in parallel. Neutral spine on your sit bone. Hinge forward. Dangle the arms from your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. 1. Draw back using your back. 2. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Pause and hold at the top, squeezing your shoulder blades together, holding them with your lats. And 8. And then hinge back up. Okay. And reach for a single dumbbell. All right. Now position yourself next to your chair, dumbbell in the left hand, right hand down, right leg forward, left leg back. Split stance into your neutral. Ready? Press through that right heel and thrust. 2. But don't thrust the hips. 3. The knees coming up, but we're not projecting the hips forward. Want to be stacked at the top. Ankles, hips, shoulders. 6, 7, and 8. All right, nicely done. Let's move to the other side of our chair. Okay, left hand on the chair, left leg is forward, dumbbell in the right hand. All right, left leg is bent, tracking with our big toe. Right leg is back, heel off the ground. Ready? Press through the heel. 1, 2, 3. Pull the elbow tight to the rib cage. 5, 6. And if this knee thrust is tricky, you can always just bring your legs together. Nicely done. Okay, good set. All right, now we're going to move on. So get a drink now if you desire. Okay, now our next sequence are, we're going to use the chair, but we have some compound things going on, so we have to be mindful. First, we're going to do an RDL, a hinge, rise, and lateral raise. Now, I know your glutes and hamstrings can take on a good amount of weight in your hinge, but lateral raise is tough. So make sure you choose a weight that's good for your lateral raise. Then we have bent over tricep kickbacks and back to our chair for hydrant to kickback. Okay, so I'm grabbing my dumbbells for my RDL to lateral raise. All right, feet comfortably distanced apart. Stand tall, neutral spine, belly button in. Inhale as you hinge and let those arms dangle from your armpits. Press through the heels, rise, and then lateral raise. Inhale, sink. Press through the heels, 2. Remember, we're coming up with a neutral spine. So back should stay in its neutral and not articulate. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one here. And 8. All right, nicely done. Okay, now we're going to do some bent over tricep kickbacks. So really same start. All right, dumbbells, suitcase carry, hinge forward, drag your elbows to your rib cage and press back. 2, 3, and keep that pencil between your shoulder blades. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. All right. Now let's bring our chair back into position. All right, so we're going to be bent over and tabletop over our chair, wrists, hands grasping either side. All right, so I'm going to center my weight over my right leg, and my left leg's going flamingo style. Okay, knees next to each other. All right, first is the hydrant. So exhale, contract, draw it out, return, and then kick back heel to the wall. Contract out and away, and kick back. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your arms straight. Be aware if they're trying to bend and open up. And 8. All right, nicely done. Okay, now we can switch legs. So I'm going to center over my left leg, right leg, lifting the heel. Okay, hydrant. Exhale and kick back, heel to the wall. Exhale, hydrant and kick. 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel how strong your standing leg is, holding you up. Good job. 8. All right, nice work. Okay, back to the top. RDLs to lateral raise. Okay, dumbbells at your side, suitcase carry. Comfortable stance, hinge, melt, arms dangling. Exhale, press your heels to the ground, rise to standing, and then raise laterally and return. 2, 3, 4, 'Nicely done. Strong shoulders, strong glutes. 7 and 8. All right. I'm swapping out for a little bit heavier dumbbells for these tricep kickbacks. Same opening stance. Hinge forward, arms dangling. Draw your elbows to your ribs. Ready? Exhale and straighten. Hold longer in your straighten. We're not just throwing our hands up and swinging them down. 5, 6, moving with control. 7 and 8. All right, nicely done. Hydrants. All right, position your chair, tabletop over the seat. Center the right leg under your hips, left leg is bent, knees together. Exhale, hydrant and kick back. Hydrant laterally, kick back to the wall behind you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now before you begin the other side, when you're in tabletop, imagine that you're a table, level, hip, hip, shoulder, shoulder. Yes, I'm level. Okay, use that as your starting point. Then center your left foot under your hips. You want to remain level, equilibrium. Draw the right heel off the ground. Squeeze through your armpits, hydrant, and kick back. Put those imaginary water glasses on your back. Hydrant and kick back. Much better. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, nicely done. Okay, round 2 down. All right, get a water break before we take on round 3. Okay, again, we're going to use our chair just a little bit for round 3, but we're going to start with a single dumbbell. All right, so grab your favorite. We're going to do a sumo squat. All right, so that is heels in, toes out, externally rotated. So this really feels differently as we go into the squat, but we still want to just sink straight down, maintaining a neutral spine. All right, and then once we come back up, we're going to do a press out and press away from our center of gravity. Okay, so I like to hold the dumbbell here. You can also hold it in a goblet hold here, but that's just a little bit weirder to press out. All right, you ready? All right, goblet squat, press out. 2. A good time to use the exhale on the press out, because you're shifting away from your center of gravity and you don't want your core's response to be shifty, slippery. 7 and 8. Nicely done. Okay, set that single dumbbell down and get your chair again. All right, good. We're gonna do some mountain climbers. So for those of you that are concerned about getting yourselves all the way into a high plank off of your chair, you can bring your feet in a little bit, okay, and focus on just drawing your knees straight into your chest and keeping, no matter where your feet end up, the goal is to keep the shoulders and the pelvis stable and to be strong, okay? So your feet can be extended all the way back, which makes it even harder, or it can bring in a little bit, but that's easier on your back. Okay. All right, so wrists under armpits, find your inclined plank that you can support. And let's do some mountain climbers. Ready? Knee thrust. 1, 2, and 2. 3, 3, 4, 5, and 5. 6, and 6. 7, and 7. 8, and 8. All right, nicely done. Here's your chair. All right. Now, we're going to use the chair. We haven't done this in a while to find our boat pose. Okay, so I'm going to give you a side view. We're going to sit in our boat pose for 8 repetitions. So we're thinking, I'm up on my sit bones, my legs are extended, heels into the ground. They're not kissing together, they're not pressed together, they're held in parallel. I'm on my sit bones, and then I'm going to hinge back. And I'm holding the weight of my torso in my low belly, and I have my chest lifted, right? Okay, now here we go. Front raise to press and down. Exhale, raise and press. 3. And the deeper you lean back, obviously, the harder this is. Maintain an angle that you can support. 5. And down. 6. And down. 7. Down. And 8. And front raise going down. All right, come back to your neutral and then come to standing. Now you can go sans dumbbells or light dumbbells. I'm going to do light dumbbells, standing breaststroke. All right, ready? So suitcase carry. Inhale, I'm going to curl and press. Turn my palms out as I bring them down to the ground with control. Like I'm swimming, I just might be weighting it down a little bit. 3, 4. And I want you to think about the muscles in your back. 5, squeeze in, drawing together. 6, 7, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And 8. All right, nicely done. Okay. Now we're back to our goblet squats to press outs. Okay. All right, you ready? All right, heels in, toes out, dumbbell to your chest. Squat, press out, squat, press out. And sumo squat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Okay, put that dumbbell down. Back to our chair. Mountain climbers. All right, ready? Plank that you can support and begin. Thrust and thrust. 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2. Lift the belly button, support the spine. 6, 2, 7, 2, and 8, 2. All right, step up. Nicely done. Okay. Boat pose, front raise to press. All right, find yourself on your folding chair. Find your sit bones, neutral spine, legs extended, held in, in parallel. Find those heels. All right, as you recline back, you can shift your feet to your heels and lift your toes off the ground. All right, arms at your side. Front raise, exhale, and press, and down. 2, press, and down. Good, you got it. With control, slow, don't round the spine. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, bring yourself back up to neutral. Plant your feet in the ground and rise to standing. Okay, standing breaststroke, you ready? Nice, comfortable stance. Inhale, curl, press, and squeeze through your shoulders back to come down. Extend. We're working parallel to our ears. Feel your muscles in the back. 5, 6. Good. 7. Just a little bit of weight really heightens how your muscles respond to your moving. All right, nicely done. Okay. All right, we're on our last round. Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna reach for 2 heavier dumbbells. Okay. All right, and we're gonna have a seat on our chair, check in, legs held in parallel, heels onto the ground, underneath my hips. All right, we're gonna do 360-degree bicep curls. Okay, so we'll curl and then externally rotate and draw that circle out away from our body. Okay, you ready? So curl, outside, curl, outside, but try to keep your elbows as close to your ribs as you can. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Okay. Now, let's try this staying seated. We're gonna do rainbow dumbbells. So we're gonna draw that rainbow around and back our bodies. We're gonna keep our pelvis stable and start with the dumbbell outside of your hips. Ready? Draw it across and around. 1, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, trying to draw that circle around the outside of our body, and 8. Nicely done. Okay, now this last one is for our side butts, our side glutes. We're gonna do our lateral lunge to curtsy. I'm gonna stay on one side, so we'll get a full round of 8 on each side. Okay, so I'm gonna have my chair off to where I want my curtsy. Okay, so it's off to my right. So that means I'm going to my left to start. Okay, you can add a dumbbell or not. I'm gonna be dumbbell free today for this movement. Okay, ready? I like to place my arms right in front of my chest. I don't know why. Okay, but I'm gonna step with my left, bend, come back, and curtsy. 2, press off, foot behind. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Now chair on the other side. All right, so that means chairs on the left. I'm going to step to my right first. Right knee is bending. Ready? 1, 2, just gently. The chair is available. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I appreciate how challenging that movement is. There's a lot of elements between your glute flexibility work, but also agility and balance, right? We spend much of that movement balancing off of one leg. Okay. All right, 360-degree curls. All right, so find your chair and find your dumbbells. All right, ready? At your side, seated tall on your sit bones. Curl outside. Curl, draw that half circle outside. 3. Keep the elbows as close to your ribs as you can. I know it's not comfortable. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Okay, set a single dumbbell by the side. All right, we'll try those rainbow dumbbells again. Let's draw the rainbow. Ready? Out, around, and back the other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Okay. And our ending movement is the lateral lunge to curtsy. All right, so chairs on my right for my curtsy lunge. All right, I'm gonna step to my left, ready? Inhale, and step, and curtsy. 2, 3, 4, 5. Always be thinking, I'm activating, I'm trying to use my glutes. 7. And it shouldn't, hopefully, be in your knees. Okay, so think about where your weight distribution is happening as your foot hits the ground. Okay, ready? Chairs on my left now, so I can curtsy that way. Going to the right. Step to the right, heel, and behind. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent balance, excellent agility. And 8. All right, well done. Okay. All right, now you can get a drink and make our way down to the ground. All right, so I'm going to hinge forward with my chair, plant my hand, drop my knee, and then double knee. And then I'm going to crawl around to find the space on the ground that I want to use. Lower one hip, lower one elbow, and then roll myself down into my nice stargazer pose. All right, take a moment, relax, and find your imprint. What shape are you creating in the ground right now? Hopefully it's easier and easier to relax into your neutral shape. Good, maybe make a couple of adjustments if you find like your shoulder blades were too pinched together. All right, relax between your shoulder blades a little bit. You want them to be neutral. Maybe you're sinking too much in your low back, or maybe you're raised too much in your low back. So check, my pubic bone should be running parallel to my hips. Relax in my neck and tops of shoulders. Legs should be running parallel and not falling together, lightly held in parallel. Now inhale through the nose, into the chest, and exhale out the mouth. All right, now you can concentrate on the sensation not only of air entering the chest, but also belly sinking as you exhale. Sink, but don't press your back into the mat. Sink and find it's nice and level. Belly just flattening towards your spine. All right, excellent work. Now let's start thinking about initiating from a lift of your pelvic floor. And as it lifts, it meets your transverse that's sinking towards your spine. And then as the transverse sinks, it's kind of grabbing the intercostals and closing your rib cage, but stay light in your chest. Don't round. Good, long breaths. You want that power box knitted up together within that first second of your breath. So that with the majority of your breath, your power box is ready to go to support the other movement we're going to bring today. All right, now with that breath, we're going to let go of all the energy out of our legs, and we're going to tilt and pull our pelvis forward. So if our pelvis were holding something in it, we'd be spilling it onto our chest. So it's important that you have an idea and a feeling for what your neutral pelvis is right now. And as you exhale, we're going to pull and drag it, spilling it into your chest. Feel your low back go into the ground. And then on the inhale, go back to neutral. Nicely done. Take one more. All right, good work. Okay, now let's thread our palms. Bring your palms to your ears. Thread your fingers behind your head. Draw your elbows into your peripheral vision, okay, but settle into that space between your shoulder blades. We do not want to be overly retracted again, so our rib cage is flaring and our chest is lifted and we're balancing precariously on our shoulder blades. No, okay, relax just a little bit. We just threaded behind, elbows in your rear view mirrors, your side view mirrors. All right, now we're gonna exhale and float the head up off the ground. No change in your shoulder blades. Okay, relax the head. All right, then exhale and draw one leg at a time up into chair. Good, and on the next exhale, the right leg's gonna straighten, extend out until it's fully lengthened, and then exhale and retract it from your oblique. And let's alternate, being mindful of the equilibrium that we're seeking in our low back. As we exhale, right leg extends, but my low back, right side and left side, are equally strong and supported. All right, lower the legs with control, lower the head with control. All right, nicely done. Okay, we're going to take that one more time, that same element, but we're going to do double leg extensions and putting all the weight of our legs into our belly. You're going to want to help with your quads, right? Just keep thinking soft feet, right? Try to not grip in your thighs. All right. All right. Palms at your ears, elbows in your peripheral. All right. Float the head up off the ground. Support that head with your lats and chest. Exhale, draw the legs up into chair. Make sure they're running parallel. They're going to stay in parallel even when we extend them. Inhale through the nose into the chest. Exhale, double leg extension. And return. Pay attention to what your low back is telling you. Am I fully supporting my low back? Good, and lower the legs with control. Head returns to the ground, arms at your sides. Okay. Now, I'd like to introduce something to you that I don't think we've done before. Or if we have, it's been a while. This notion of, there's a movement called hundreds, which are what they sound like. What, I have to do this 100 times? Yes, for a count of 100. But we aren't going to go after 100 right away, right? It's a progression. We have to get where we can with it. Okay, so we're going into a whole held position. And we're going to try and do it as long as we can. And I always do things 3 times through. Okay. And what my goal is for us today is to go longer with each time. Okay. So we'll maybe start with 20 and then 30 and then 40. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a very good judge. I can't see you. But now, what am I asking you to do? Okay. Excellent question. Now, we are obviously going to put ourselves into a position of tension, but we're not going to go with the position of tension that like everyone's doesn't necessarily always look the same. All right. So typically where we go is we float our legs up in the chair. Okay. We can retain our legs in chair, or we can extend them, or somewhere along the way we can modify. Let's say you start here and you can hold that for 10, but not 20. So then you slowly just return it back into chair to finish off the remainder of the count. Okay, so that's the leg. Start in chair, double leg extensions if you can support it with your low belly. Okay, so what happens with the rest of your body? Okay, your arms are at your side, and you're going to exhale and then float the head up off the ground, creating a slight rounding. Okay, so not a major round. We're not going to be all the way up here into a thoracic curve. We just have a little bit of a cervical curve. All right, and our arms are at our sides. And what's going to announce our count is we're going to imagine that we're tapping our hands on the ground like the surface of the water. Okay, so we're still maintaining a neutral spine. We're not going to press our low back into the mat. You got it? But we are going to float our head up off the ground, bring your chin just a bit towards your chest. So you're not looking straight up anymore. You're going to be in, not quite to the windows, just more at an angle. Okay, so arms are at your side. All right, exhale, draw your legs up into chair. Exhale, float the head, rounding just a little bit, fingertips extended, ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, bring the legs back in, lower the head to the ground with control, and then feet to the ground with control. All right, 20 seconds, not bad. Okay, remember a slight rounding with your spine in the cervical area. Think deep, deep wrapping of your low belly. Legs are extended as much as you can, as much support as your transverse can provide for that weight away from your center. Okay, now we're going for 30 seconds. All right, exhale, draw the legs up into chair. Float the head, rounded just a little bit, arms extended off the ground. Inhale through the chest, exhale, extend the legs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, draw the legs back into chair. Lower the head with control, and then lower the legs with control. All right, good. So the only thing when you're in this position of tension, the only thing that is moving is the tapping of the water with your arms. Okay, so the arms are floating up off the ground, extended. You have nice lat engagement, but no rib cage flaring, and you're just tapping, tapping, tapping. So if you can't imagine that you're in this position in a boat, like on a lake or a pond, that would be a nice thing to imagine. All right, so let's go for 40. All right. Draw your legs up in the chair one at a time. Float your head up off the ground, little rounding. Draw your chin just a little bit toward your chest. Arms are off the ground, fingertips extended. On the exhale, let's go. Exhale in 1, 2, 3, 4. Legs are extended. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, legs in, head down, feet down. All right, good work. I hope you guys all got through that on our road to getting better at getting to 100 or 50. All right, let's draw our knees to our chest. Let your low back release. So imagine that your hips are really heavy and you're not hanging on to them at all. You can feel your low back pressing into the ground. Rock a little bit from side to side. Good, and now release your hands, and we're gonna lower our legs off to the right and allow them to get as close to the ground as you can, or put them in a position where you're able to release them, that you aren't gripping with your inner thighs or behind your knees. Right, then we're gonna extend our arms out, teed out. My legs are to the right. I'm trying to relax. Open through the left side of my chest. Let it get heavy. There it goes, finally. I'm always surprised at the tension I unknowingly carry. Then allow your left shoulder blade to melt toward the ground. Good, and then roll your way back to neutral. Draw your knees to your chest again, and then release and let them fall over to the left side. And let them go dead and heavy. Hopefully you're able to get a big rotation in your low back as your arms open again toward the ceiling. Relax that tension in your chest. Maybe you're carrying some of the tops of your shoulders. All right, and then roll yourself back. Extend your legs out. Arms are out at a T. And just take a couple of breaths here. As your legs are extended out from your body and not in stargazer, you can feel the drag that it puts on your pelvis and drags you out of your neutral. Breathe into your neutral. Okay, now roll over onto your side. My top arm is going to press my torso up off the ground using that tricep. So press up and off the ground. All right, nice class today, everybody. We'll keep working on our hundreds. Have a great weekend. It was good to see everybody. Take care now. Bye.